Yom Kippur is over. We're heading into Sukkot. So I just want to bring it's hard to shift. These holidays are so different. It's like Rosh Hashanah, you're in Judgment, and Yom Kippur, you're doing Tshuva, and then all of a sudden it's like you have 4 days to get into Sukkot mode, which is like joy and happiness, and like it's just a different mode. So here's a few themes that we could start thinking about going into Sukkot. They may fit into the different names of Sukkot. Tell me what you think. I'm still developing this idea. There are different names of Sukkot. What are the different names?
That's the 4 weeks.
In Hebrew.
Oh.
That's good. You're right. But in Hebrew, what's like Chag HaSukkot's one name. What's the biblical name? Man Simchateinu. That appears like in at least in our Machzor, not earlier. Chag HaSif, which is the holiday where you're collecting in your plenty, and also Chag. Just Chag. The Mishnah talks about it as Chag, like the holiday. That's the holiday where like it has many times it says to be happy. I don't know why it's called the Chag, but Chag. So perhaps you can fit different themes into these names, and also the different mitzvahs of the day. So let's try to do that. The first name is Chag HaSif, and that seems to me simply that's that in gathering time when you bring in your harvest. The theme there seems to be gratitude. Like you're grateful to Hashem for the harvest, and that could be kind of play out in the mitzvahs of the day. You bring in etrog and lulav. Those are symbolic of those are fruits or items that grew alongside the water. So you're kind of shaking them. Perhaps you're praising Hashem for your bounty by shaking the lulav and etrog. That's one way to understand that mitzvah. Similarly, you're surrounding yourself in nature with the sukkah. That's another. You're out in nature. You're out celebrating the harvest. So the mitzvahs can be understood as like a point of orienting us around the theme of gratitude. And that's kind of a shift where we were like 2 days ago. We were very kind of afraid and really trying to purge ourselves of sin. So gratitude. We're grateful to Hashem, and there's so much to talk about when it comes to that. Being grateful for all of our blessings and all the good that Hashem gives us. We're really supposed to think about that in the sukkah. The other name is Chag HaSukkot. That could mean there's a debate what the sukkah was. Was it actual sukkahs that God sat us in when we were leaving Egypt, or the clouds? But it seems like there was an element of protection, of closeness to Hashem. It's a little bit different. The sukkahs talk the shade, tzila demnuta, like the place of faith. Where you can connect to Hashem. You're surrounded by Hashem in the sukkah. So that's a way to look at the sukkah, as like a place of closeness to Hashem. You're with Hashem 7 days in the sukkah. It's like a tzila dimnuta. And also, when you take your lulav and etrog, you shake it in many different directions. That could also show that Hashem's enveloping you in all kinds of different directions. So that's another way. And really, we're supposed to feel that. We had Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, we felt very far from Hashem. Rosh Hashanah especially. And it's a big shift. We've been forgiven, we're happy, and God's bringing us in, and we can be happy about that. Now here's there's another name, Chag, called Chag. And where that appears, it appears in the Mishnah, and the Mishnah uses that word Chag when it speaks about judgment. It says on 4 times we're being judged, V'chag nidonim alamayim. And the Chag, on the day like a Chag, we are judged over the water. It's very interesting. It's a different theme. It's not gratitude. It's not closeness to Hashem, but it's judgment. And we're still in judgment in a way. Like the whole process hasn't finished yet. Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, it finishes on Hoshana Rabbah. We're still being judged over the water. And that's why you take lulav and etrog. They grow next to the water. And the Gemara says that you shake it around to get rid of bad ruchot. Like that, I think it's literally meaning bad winds. Like you're trying to have better wind and rain this upcoming year. And that also could be that theme of being judged. Some say we go to, and it's like actually not like an uplifting theme, but it's what it is. There's sources that say we go out to our sukkah as an exile. An exile can help you expiate sins. So that's another theme. So we have gratitude, which we're supposed to be thinking about big time on Sukkot. Closest to Hashem, which is huge. You're supposed to spend as much time in the sukkah as you can, reading, spending time, sleeping if you can. That's where Hashem is during those days, and we're completely enveloped in Hashem's blessing, and Hashem's clouds of glory. That's closeness. There's also an element of judgment, and that's embedded in the mitzvahs as well. Finally, we have Zman Simchatenu. It's kind of like a celebration, the time of our happiness. You could interpret this as meaning this is a time of coming together and being happy and celebrating together, and that's a theme of unity. And that's hinted to in the sukkah. The sukkah takes you away from everything and brings you next to what's most important: your family, your loved ones, and your friends. Gets you away from all of the distractions, and you're celebrating those that you love, and there's unity. On the holiday, we bring 70 bulls, corresponding to the 70 nations. It's a universal holiday of coming together, not just Jews, non-Jews as well. Also, the lulav and etrog could be understood that way. It is. When we talk about how it brings different sides of the nation together, those who have taste, those who have smell, those who don't have taste or smell, those who have taste and smell, all different types of Jews are brought together. That's an element of unity and connection. So really, some of these themes are kind of different than Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. We have gratitude, we have closeness to Hashem, great closeness to Hashem. We have this unity, we're all coming together. We feel relieved that the judgment is basically almost over, and Hashem's bringing us in very close, although it's still going on, and that's the other theme as well. So you can use the different names, connect them to Sukkah, and also to the mitzvah of Lulav and Etrog. And it's really kind of supposed to orient us heading into Sukkot. So those are some themes to think about.